the poll, but thanks everyone for going to those breakout rooms again. So Liam, thanks for launching that poll for me. Okay, so we're talking now, we're going to get a little bit more detail, accounting software. So what accounting software do you use in your business? Go for it, answer away. A couple of minutes, or not even a couple of seconds. Whoa, 89% are on Xero, so that's awesome. Few on MyOb. Okay, so that's not a problem at all. We'll convert you over to Xero at some stage, but look, and I think what we've found in our business, thanks, you can close that off. Thanks, Liam. We've found in our business that with the pandemic itself and having to work remotely, we've had the level of inquiry about people moving to a pure cloud-based system like Xero. And I'm not just, I am biased because we use it and we love it, and we're Xero Platinum partners. But what we've found though is the level of inquiry to migrate to Xero has increased again in these last 18 months. So it goes through waves. We've seen a few different waves. When it was new, it was obviously something that people wanted to test out and migrate to, and then now it's been something that again, where some of other software providers, and MyOb is partly in that camp, but there's QuickBooks and all the rest of it, but there is an element of sort of being stuck between cloud and on desktop. So whereas Xero is being built straight for the cloud, and I think Colin will attest that switching over to Xero a little while ago, well, probably 7 or 8 years ago, I think, has been able to sort of keep his finger on the pulse all the time in his business. And it's able to, the other side of, we're seeing people switching to Xero, and then on top of that, we're seeing people needing help with Xero. So, and that's probably the next poll, if we can, whether it's Xero or MyOb or other. Liam, if you can launch that, how confident people are with using the features in their accounting software. So just go through and do that. We'll pull up the results now. Thanks, Liam. Let's see what we come up with. Be interesting to see what people come up with. Oh, some people are dangerous. They're that good. So again, it comes down to and look, there is, I think what Colin mentioned before about, you know, maybe outsource some things, and some people are outsourcing to a bookkeeper or an accountant, so they're focused on what they're good at in their business rather than, you know, doing the day-to-day accounting for it. So pleasing to see that there are others there that can train people, and there's at least a 50% of confidence there in the features of the products that you use. And thanks, you can close that off now, Liam. But importantly, with an accounting software, there are so many bells and whistles, especially in Xero, that you know, it helps you to keep on top of your business, and you can streamline your things, streamline aspects of your business, so that you can keep focused on making those decisions that you need to be making on, not necessarily just punching out an invoice. So, but importantly, something like Xero that is cloud-based, has bank feeds coming through, you're getting accurate data. So this morning, I can jump on my phone on the app and I can see what's come through overnight in terms of you know, what customers have paid me, what's potentially come out of my account because we've got direct debits or whatever, or bills that we've paid. We've got access to that real time. Any device, as long as you've got an internet connection, is pretty much where it can be. And that's the real benefit of cloud, and cloud technology has come a long way in all aspects, and not just in accounting. But the beauty that we find as well is that if a client rings up, hey, I don't know what's going on, something's happened. And this actually happened just on Wednesday. A client rang me and said, my logo has changed in my accounting software, in Xero. And I was able to look and see and actually see exactly what they're seeing, fix it, correct it, and it was done. Years gone by, it would need me to go out there, or they have to come to me or send a file or whatever it might be. It doesn't happen anymore. So it's real time. And it allows us to work with our clients, and you can work with your accountant if you don't already. You know, we can look at the same numbers. We can get some feel for what's happening. I often, for some of the clients that I meet with monthly, throughout the month, I'll look into their Xero file and see how they're tracking, and I'll send them a note or give them a call. If I can see they're doing really well, and obviously encourage them and congratulate them, and see if there's anything they need support with. If they're not doing so well, I don't obviously congratulate them, but I'll contact them and say, hey, do you need some help? What's happening? You know, something doesn't seem right, or and sometimes it's an operational issue. Sometimes it is about it's a specific issue that they haven't done, like, oh, we just forgot to do invoicing, we'll do it now. But knowing your numbers and getting intimate with your numbers is what you need to do as a business owner. It's really important to do. And you know, I know that you know, as I said, we're getting information every morning. Colin's very intimate with his numbers, shares it with his team. We share our numbers with our team. Getting just the profit and loss is important, but it's not just that. You need more on top of that. And there are tools within Xero that can give you short-term forecasts, cash flow, and you can tweak them. And there are new features that are coming out every day that you may not have known about. So, but importantly, it helps you to analyze and get to know and dig deep in what some of the issues are. But if you don't get reports, how do you make those informed decisions? If you and if you're not on a cloud technology, but I guess most of us are, you know, that becomes a challenge. But you need to help yourself, so we can help you. Likewise, if you're not good at that, just let us do it. I mean, I'm not being that flippantly, outsource it. Do what you swim in your lane. So if you're good at being a salesperson in your business, go and do that. Leave the other stuff to other people that you're not so good at, or you don't have time.
I'm going to interrupt you. I know you're going to cover this off later on, but with business reports and financial reports, and we'll keep harping on that one that we get automated every morning. Yeah, we're paying for that, and it's costing us money to get that produced every morning. That you need to be demanding reports, and you need to be able to get your numbers. You need to be able to know what's going on in your business, and you need to demand that from your accountant. And if you're not getting it and they can't produce it, well, it's probably time to look to make a change, because those sort of reports and those sort of results that you need to be seeing on a regular basis in your business are no longer optional. They're reports that you need to be getting. Look, I said it's going to cost you money. It's not expensive, but it is going to cost some money to get those reports produced, because it's got to happen and someone's got to pay for the technology. But the bottom line is that if you're not getting it, you just don't know where your business is heading. And you don't need to go digging for information. You need to be able to get it and have it simplified and put in front of you on a regular basis. It maybe doesn't need to be every single day of the week. You know, I get them Saturday and Sunday, and I don't even look at them. I just delete them off my phone, because I know some people are probably working, but the reports are meaningless in our business on a Saturday and a Sunday, because productivity is zero. And if I look at it, I'll probably have heart failure. The Saturday morning one's good, because that's the Friday results. But the Sunday morning ones, Sunday Monday results.
Sunday Monday ones.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, absolutely. I'm glad
you're off track.
No, I'm glad you probably give me a good way of sort of talking about cloud technology. A lot of in the past, it used to be sort of big business could only afford these things. So but there are costs involved. There are costs not only ongoing, but there's also costs to put it together, because it's the old adage, garbage in, garbage out. So you've got to make sure that you get the right information, and the right tools. Xero is super awesome. What we're seeing, and we love it. But in terms of, we now have businesses that need more. They need more reports, and they need more information, because they've got multiple inputs, or they've got multiple entities. So I'm going to actually go through a bit of a case study. So we've been using Power BI in our business and with our clients. So this is a client of ours who is in aged care. Been able to sort of giving us permission to share that today. And this is obviously static on the screen now, but I'm actually going to show you this live. So I'm going to demonstrate it in a minute. But this business has got 3 different locations, 3 different Xero files. Now, if you can imagine, we've got the best tool, but we can't all see it on one page. And business owners, we need to make informed decisions, but we need to, but you want it to be simplified, but not oversimplified, and give you the right tool. So this business is getting access to these reports. They're getting profit, they're getting their revenue, they're getting occupancy rates, and they're getting salary comparison as a percentage of their business. So they know, are they under or over resourced at the moment? So they're getting this information every week. They've opted for the weekly at the moment. They don't really want daily, because it suits them. But as you can see on there, it's actually giving historical trends as well. And this is pulling data real time from Xero. So multiple Xero files being pulled into one page. And this is the power of Power BI. Not to pardon the pun, but Power BI is really powerful in that way. Not only does it take into place Xero, it can do other accounting software as well, but it also can do other inputs. And I'm actually going to demo now. So Liam, I'm just going to ask you to make me host. Thank you. I'm going to demonstrate with you a gelati shop. And you're thinking, well, how exciting, a gelati shop. What are they actually going to show? Well, we started working with this client. I'll share it in a minute. We started working with this client when they started operating, and we started to look at their numbers and dive into the sales. And we started seeing some trends in the sales, that certain days of the week were actually spiking. So what's going on? So the client said to us, geez, I would love to know what the weather was like on that day. Wow. Hopefully you can see on my screen now. So this looks static, but I guarantee you it is not. And of course, the beauty of technology, it is teasing me. But what we've been able to do for this client is pull data from Xero that gives us daily results in terms of sales, and we've been able to connect not only the temperature in the state in Victoria, but the temperature at the location. So he can see what is going on in his business, and he's getting this report weekly. Here's another one, he's opted for weekly, so that he can see what is happening. And when we started digging a little bit more in some of these numbers, and this is data is key, and this is where we get excited about it, but data is key. We actually started to dig a bit deeper and find out, well, some of these sales are also linked to third-party delivery platforms, which are banking on certain days. So all of a sudden, the client has got all this information in his business that he never knew before. And the inputs here are Xero, Power BI. He's just about to open up another store. And so we're going to integrate that into there as well, so that he can see how the two stores are performing, and they're in different locations. So that's sort of the power that we can do. We can represent it graphically. A lot of people like visual representations rather than numbers on a page. They can make sense of it that way. They can see trends. So that is one exciting thing. In our own business, we've got Xero, we've got Xero Practice Manager, and we've got data on SharePoint that we're pulling together. So we've got multiple sources. We've got another client, which we're working on at the moment, who is in a pizza franchise. There are 6 different entities. We're pulling that data together, and we're now starting to pull data from their rostering system, so they can actually get some insights on sales per the stores versus their rostering, and have they got the mix right, and what, looking at trends. So this is not super big organization tools. These are small business tools that can be easily put together, but by no means are they actually, they're not free, if that makes sense. But in terms of, and they do cost, but in terms of getting these insights is just invaluable. And the cloud technology has come a long way in the way that this information can be now at your fingertips. And as I said, it could be daily, it could be weekly, and it could be quarterly, and these are live and interactive. Right, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to flick this back to Liam.
We're doing, I think, it's the old story. You can't manage what you can't measure, and the better that, you got to work out what is the reporting that I want for my business. But yeah, Michael, one of the things that surprises me is just the amount of clients that we come across who don't know how to use the ins and outs of Xero. So of course, I refer them to your training courses that you do on Xero. So I think, as a business owner, you've got to know where your numbers are, you've got to know what your obligations are, you've got to know where the revenue streams are coming from. And, you use your accountant to help you, to set you up for the type of reporting you need for your business. And then that way, what's the word? It's fulfilling, it's motivating as well. I know I definitely love it when I come and have my quarterly meeting with you, Mark, and Sean, and then you put the numbers up. And now one thing I love to do is, rub it in when Alison beats me over a quarter in revenue and stuff like that, which is good, right? So, but I think it's very important to know what you want as a business. So if you're not getting the reporting that you need, then you need to ask your accountant. And if you don't know how to use Xero, and even if you're outsourcing that to a bookkeeper, I think that's fine, but you still need to know where your numbers are coming from and what your obligations are. So you need to learn how to use the system.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're working. We work together with some clients that have a bookkeeper that we're not doing the bookkeeping for, but we work together. We work in tandem. We can do that partnership well. And likewise, we're doing the opposite. We're doing clients will do their own bookkeeping, and we would help them on year end or quarterly or monthly, and in between we've got clients that we do everything for. So and all of that is something that we're the firm belief, and it's come back to our why, and I'm saying that we want to coach and educate and inspire our community. So that means that we don't want to just look at the numbers at the end of the year or the end of the quarter, produce the BAS, produce the end of the year tax return, just send it out, don't have a conversation with them. We're not that firm. We're firm believers that we need to be talking to our clients regularly, and also ensure they understand the numbers and give them insights on what we can. So we're going to go into another exercise now. And Colin, I'm just wondering, do we go for
What
the
we'll do the exercise. No, we'll do the exercise. We'll come back and then let's have a 10-minute break, and then we'll get into number 4. So Liam, do you want to send us into that break? Choose a room and let's have a conversation. And the question is, what type of reporting would you like to improve on in your business? Yeah.